How is Canada doing in the happiness rankings? Well, let me tell you. I'll quote, France reached its highest ranking to date at 20th, while Canada slipped to its lowest ranking ever at 15th, just behind Germany at 14th, and followed closely by the United States and the United Kingdom at 16 and 17. 10 years ago, Canada ranked 5th. How could we have fallen? Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Next year we'll be below the United States. What will Trudeau say then? How could it be that 10 years ago, under the evil Stephen Harper, Canadians were so happy? According to this taxpayer-funded, UN-funded survey, well, some things were better back then. The economy was stronger. We weren't pitting West against East. We weren't pitting Anglophone against Francophone. We weren't demonizing entire industries and their workers. We had pride in our armed forces. We weren't denouncing each other as racist and sexist and homophobic and transphobic. We were working at reconciliation with Indigenous people, not calling Canadians genociders. We were cutting taxes, not raising them. Things were more normal. From 5th place to 15th. You'd think that would be on the news. Oh, it would be on the news if Stephen Harper were presiding over our unhappiness. No surprise the news is buried, given Trudeau's in power and cutting the bailout checks. And don't get me wrong, we're obviously still a better place to live than many third world countries, at least until Trudeau goes full Castro and censors the internet and seizes your bank account, shuts down farms and farmers and oil workers, and brings in mandatory digital ID surveillance, all these things he's proposing. There really is a Cuban level of misery. 2 quick charts from the study. Here's one on page 92. Look at that chart on the left. Anxiety. Canadians are almost 25% more anxious now. Do you think so? I think so. Look at sadness on the top right. Imagine measuring our national sadness. Almost 15% more sad. I guess we're a bit less angry now, which is a plus. I'm a bit surprised. But there's a net negative change in life. Here's a chart on page 95. A couple of them. It's a bit hard to understand, but when you understand it, it's a bit shocking. Do you see Canada on the anxiety chart on the left? Here's what this chart is called. Time intervals for which anxiety and sadness remained continuously above their median level in 2019 in each country. In other words, how long were you anxious compared to 2019? How long were you sad? Look at Canada there. 35 days of anxiety in a row, more than any other country, if I'm reading this chart right. And look at sorrow. Only the UK and New Zealand were sadder. A virus didn't do that. The lockdown did. The punishments did. The fear-mongering did. That's Trudeau and Theresa Tam and the media party and the entire establishment. Trudeau made us sad and anxious. He made us depressed. He demoralized us. He's made us miserable. Don't take it from me. Take it from a study that his government funded. What you just saw was an excerpt from my nightly show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every weekday I do a monologue. Usually it's about half an hour. Then I interview an interesting guest, and then we read my hate mail or my fan mail, whichever is more fun. It's only available behind a paywall, though. That's how we pay our bills here at Rebel News. We don't take a dime from Justin Trudeau. But the good news is it's only $8 a month, about half the price of Netflix. And in addition to my nightly show, you also get weekly shows from 4 other friends here at Rebel News. So you're getting 36 shows a month just for $8. I think it's worth it. And even if you're not quite sure, do it anyways, because we rely on viewers like you to keep us free and independent. I promise you I'll never take a dime from Trudeau. Just go to rebelnewsplus.com and click subscribe. Thanks.